In today's market, there's a variety of affordable robot vacuums, all promising effective cleaning at reasonable prices. So what would drive you to invest in a specific vacuum cleaner? What more could a robotic vacuum cleaner offer, considering the available options that are out there today? Well, today we're going to meet the new Switchbot Mini K10 Plus. Beyond its price, what sets this vacuum cleaner apart is its size. This box actually contains the entire system, including the dock and self-emptying bin. Now, the compact proportions of the K10 Mini house an impressive array of features, making it stand out at its price point and, of course, its size. In today's video, we're going to delve into all the features of the Switchbot K10 Mini, which is hailed as the smallest robot vacuum cleaner on the market today. The main question that we aim to answer today is, does size really matter? So stay tuned to discover whether this tiny robot can stand up to the competition. Hey neighbors, welcome back to This Smart House. I'm Ryan, and if you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we dig deep into product reviews and explore various smart home projects. Now, for those not familiar with Switchbot, they've made a name for themselves by creating products that can automate everyday items, like your blinds, curtains, coffee maker, and even more. They've even established a complete ecosystem of smart devices, including cameras, motion sensors, and door sensors, just to name a few. All of this with a flexible app and multiple ways of communicating with your devices, including local Bluetooth. So most of the devices can be set up even without Wi-Fi. But today, our focus is going to be on the Switchbot K10 Mini. This robotic vacuum cleaner seems to be a powerhouse, boasting an array of features in a ridiculously small package. It has impressive suction, excellent navigation, and a self-emptying dustbin. But before we dive into what sets this bot apart, a big shout out to Switchbot for sending this over for testing and for sponsoring today's video. Now let's jump right into exploring what the Switchbot K10 Mini brings to the table. Now the K10 Plus Mini stands out of the pack not only because it's the smallest robot vacuum on the market today, but also because it's packed with features in its minuscule size. This robot comes in at only 9.5 inches across and a mere 6.3 inches tall. Yet it manages to incorporate nearly all of the modern conveniences that you would expect in a robot vacuum. This compact size offers a multitude of advantages, enabling it to fit into spaces where a regular robot vacuum cleaner would just get stuck or would ignore completely. Plus, it doesn't take up as much room as other full-featured robot vacuum systems. You can see when you place this robot next to one of my other vacuum systems that even the base station is small in comparison. Now, the Switchbot Mini K10 comes with, of course, the robot itself, the docking station, a 30-pack of disposable mop wipes, 2 side brushes, 2 dust bags, and a mopping plate cleverly stored inside of the lid. So just like most vacuum systems on the market today, it's a complete package to ensure you have everything you need to quickly clean your home. All you need to do is really just add the brushes to the bottom, remove the packaging material, and charge it. So let's take a look at what we can squeeze into this small system. Let's start with the base. This base has an impressive 70 days of cleaning before you have to empty the disposable dust bag. Now, having a self-emptying bin is essential, especially on a robot this size, because it can't carry as much dust on board. And so without the self-emptying, you'd be having to empty this yourself. One of the main advantages of a robot system like this is the fact that you can let it run daily without having to do any maintenance on it. Now the base station includes a 4-liter dust bag, which is 1 liter larger than the standard ones I've seen on other larger robot systems. And it comes with a spare bag included. Now all that dust capacity wouldn't really matter unless it had good suction power. This robot boasts an impressive suction power of 2,500 pascals, ensuring that it has efficient cleanup of dirt and debris. Now, you do have an option of 4 distinct modes, with the highest mode rated at that 2,500 pascals. And to put that into perspective, my first robot vacuum, the Roomba 880, only had a maximum suction of 1,700 pascals. And that was double the size of this thing. Now, despite the suction power being at 2,500 pascals, which might seem lower than what you see with other competitors, it really does do a great job cleaning up. Honestly, I'm puzzled about how well it can actually clean up with such a small system. Now, another nice feature is that you have the option of running it in a quiet mode. Of those 4 modes, the lowest one comes in at only 48 decibels, which is quiet enough to run your cleaning tasks at night, just as long as it's not in the same room as you. Of course, when it finishes its cleaning cycle, it returns to the docking station and empties. But if you're running this at night, you might want to think again because it is awful loud. It's definitely nowhere as loud as my Roomba is upstairs. That thing still scares me. Now, one key feature that the Switchbot has that other robots in this price point don't is LiDAR. Everybody knows that LiDAR is a superior technology for indoor navigation. Using a laser that spins 360 degrees, it allows it to see all the objects in your house. This allows you to control where the robot goes, and it allows it to choose a more efficient path while cleaning. Now, the first time you do run the robot, it will run a map and clean function where it will roam through your house, mapping and also vacuuming at the same time. Once it gets a good idea about where everything is, it'll finish up the rest of the cleaning operation. Once you finish that full map, you can go back in and split up the rooms. You can also add go, no go zones. And I will say the map on this is one of the best ones that I've seen on the market. You can clearly make out tables and other furniture throughout your home. On that same subject of mapping, the robot does have the ability to store multiple floors worth of maps. This is especially useful if you have multiple floors on your home and you want to take this tiny robot and drop it on another floor. And thanks to fall protection, you won't have to worry about it tumbling down the stairs after it's done cleaning.
Oh no, ouch, ouch, the pain, ouch, this is humiliating.
Now, all these features really wouldn't matter if it didn't have decent battery life. And for its size, it does have a very strong battery on board. It's got about 150 minutes of charge. And even if the remaining battery isn't enough to fully clean your floor, it will return, dock, recharge, and resume where it left off. This feature ensures uninterrupted cleaning even if the battery needs to top off. And of course, it being a smart home product, you connect this to your home via 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Unlike other Switchbot products, it doesn't actually offer Bluetooth connectivity, but once you connect it to your Wi-Fi, you can control it in and out of your home using the Switchbot app. In that Switchbot app, you can control things like scheduled jobs, you can modify your map, you can go in and change your settings and preferences on your cleaning. You can also do some nifty things like actually drive the robot around using a joystick in the app, which used to be on a lot of robots, but they've taken those off recently. And it's nice, especially if it gets stuck someplace or trapped under a bed. Now, of course, setting up in the Switchbot app is super easy, and the app will take you through that process in detail. Now, once you do get it set up on your home's Wi-Fi and attached to the Switchbot app, you can then integrate it with other voice assistants like Alexa and Google. This allows you to have convenient voice control operations for starting, stopping, or sending the robot home. Now, I have heard rumblings that they're going to be releasing a Matter update for the firmware on the robot, meaning that you'll be able to interoperate it with things like Home Assistant, HomeKit, and SmartThings. So I know that Switchbot has been on the forefront of adding that technology to their existing products, so I expect it to be coming, I've heard, around Q1 of next year. This will allow for a greater degree of automation and integration to your existing smart home. But if you want to get it set up today, there are some options for Home Assistant and HomeKit. I've done a previous video on integrating Switchbot products with Home Assistant using their web API, and there's also a Homebridge project for HomeKit. Now, one of the features that is available on this robot, but I kind of consider it an add-on, is mopping. It does support a form of mopping where you'll actually take the plate out of the base station, snap it on the bottom, and use one of the disposable pre-wetted cloths. Now, the robot does come with a 30-pack of these, and it's pretty much going to be a Swiffer on wheels. This is going to do a decent job if you place it in the area you need cleaned up and run it, but it's not going to clean your whole home daily. So I do see this sort of as an add-on, but make sure you're not purchasing the robot specifically for that particular feature. So if you've gotten any helpful information out of today's video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. This lets the bots over at YouTube know that folks are finding use out of this video and other videos on the channel, which in turn will send more people to our channel. Thank you again, and let's move on to the pros and cons section. Now let's take a look at how this robot kind of ranks against my general opinion about smart robots on the market, and we'll talk about the specific niche I think this one lives in. So we'll start off with the pros. Even with it being so small, the K10 Mini boasts excellent navigation capabilities, thanks to the onboard LiDAR. This technology and their specific implementation of it really gives a superior level of mapping within your home. This allows for a detailed breakdown of your home into individual sections and rooms. Now, I will say the cleaning results in my limited testing have been pretty impressive, especially for its size. A lot of the credit goes to the powerful suction and the long battery life. It was able to get almost my entire first floor done in a single pass, even after eating a sock. The K10 Plus, like most other robots on the market, offers low maintenance required to keep these robots up and functional, which is a big convenience for most homeowners. The robot's ability to self-empty means that you don't actually have to really manage this robot except for a few weekly tasks. It provides you with a hassle-free experience keeping the robot in optimal working condition and keeping your home clean. Another pro is the Switchbot ecosystem itself. Now, Switchbot has a ton of additional sensors and automations for your daily home, including things like the automated curtains we talked about a few weeks ago, their awesome Hub 2, which doubles as a temperature and humidity sensor for your home, and their most well-known product, the Switchbot Bot. Having all of these automation devices in a single platform really streamlines your ability to set up different automations and scenes in your home. Once you get this integrated with your other smart home devices, you can add a whole level of intelligence to your home, like having the robot start automatically when nobody's home and no motion's detected, or when you get close to your home, have it automatically send the robot back to the dock. Now, another big pro is the overall size. I know I've mentioned it numerous times through this review, but the size of both the robot and the base station make it dwarfed in comparison to some of the other products I reviewed recently. This is great if you have a smaller home or an apartment, or you want to clean just a specific room or space like a studio or an office. A larger robot will be overkill. You're paying for features you may not be able to use, while a smaller robot like this not only can do a lot of those same things in a smaller package, but it also takes up a whole lot less space, which if you're in a cramped environment, that pays off dividends. So now let's talk about some of the cons for this particular robot. Now, the first one being the overall size. So the size means that you have limited battery, you have limited capacity, meaning the robot will have to make more trips back to the dock to empty. If you have a larger house like mine, this might be a problem, but again, if you have a smaller home, this might fit in perfectly. Another con is really the mopping feature. I don't think you're gonna be really buying this robot if you're looking for a mopping robot, as the mopping is fairly limited. It really won't be able to scrub messes like the vibrating or spinning mop pads of other robots we've talked about here in the past. But if you have smaller messes and you just don't wanna get out, say, a Swiffer, you can use the mopping pads on the K10 Mini to clean up a small surface area. So of course, I feel like this robot has a specific niche that it fits into. A smaller home, apartment, or office will be perfect for a robot this size. If you have a larger area to clean, you might want to look at the K10's big brother, the K10 Plus. So all in all, if you want to keep a smaller space clean, like an apartment, dorm room, or office, then I feel like you might be underserved by the current market out there today. Most of the larger robots that you see are designed to be able to clean a whole house in one go, or do a bunch of different features all in one package. But if you have a smaller space, you don't really necessarily need that or want to pay for it. So having a smaller robot with its compact size and compact base station might be a big plus for you. So I would say if you're trying to keep a small space clean and you don't want to pay for a lot of the bigger features, then the K10 Mini might be a perfect solution for you. It really does a lot in a small package, and you're not really stepping down the capabilities of a modern robot. You're still getting access to fantastic navigation, you're still getting strong suction for its size and great battery life. So this robot comes in at $499, including the base station. Now, that actually seems pretty reasonable for what you're getting, considering it's basically a shrunk down version of a modern robot. Now, I really feel like this robot is kind of paving the way for smaller, more efficient devices in the industry. Really, in the robot marketplace, we've seen robots get bigger, have a ton more features on board, and the price point keeps going up. But this robot really meets a specific niche that I think has been underserved. So given its unique features and capabilities, I really think the price is quite reasonable. So if the Switchbot K10 Mini has caught your interest, then you can find links to everything down in the description. Make sure you check out the pinned comment, because if I see any sales coming out here for Black Friday, going into Cyber Week and Christmas time, I'll be sure to add them there. Of course, using these links supports our channel and lets Switchbot know that you came from here. So for those of you on the hunt for vacuum robots this Black Friday, I've got a dedicated playlist of all my reviews and videos right here that have to do with vacuum robots. So let me know down in the comments of what you think about the Switchbot K10 Plus Mini, and if you think it's something that the market really needs. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next video.